Now guys, just before the video starts, I just want to let you know that I'm doing a Q&A for 3 years on YouTube. Make sure to use hashtag AskDevYouTube, not AskDev, because I realize a lot of people use AskDev, so you can actually find your stuff, and so that I know it's for me and not some other person, use hashtag AskDevYouTube. I'll put that on screen right now. You can ask me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, any 3 of those social media platforms. And if you're posting it to Twitter, could you @ me? Because that would really help, because then I could find it in my notifications. Or if you can also DM me on Instagram. Those will be in the description below. So make sure to use hashtag AskDevYouTube. That will be on screen right now, and I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Hey guys, it is Dev, and I'm here with another video for guys. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the time that there was actually a tornado near my school. Now, the thing is, I have not done a story video in probably like 3 or 4 months. It has been so long since I've done a story video for you guys. So I thought I'd push out a story video because I've been wanting to do one of these for a while. I love making these for you guys. I mean, I love making all my videos for you guys, and that's why I'm doing YouTube, because I really enjoy it and I love what I do. So make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Those will be on screen right now, and let's get on with the video. Now, it was a normal day, and I want you to guess what grade that this was in. I'm pretty sure if you've been watching my story videos for a while, you probably know which grade I talk about where the most shit went down. If you said 4th grade, you were correct. Now, about 4 years ago, it was around, I think, towards the end of 4th grade. It was maybe, I would say, February, March, somewhere around that. Anyways, it was getting towards the end of the year. I had only about 2 to 3 months left in the one old school I went to. Now, I live in the Great Lakes region, and if you can guess, there's a ton of lakes. There's 5 of them, and actually kind of 6-ish, but Lake St. Clair is not really a Great Lake. But anyways, so I'm living in the Great Lakes region, and so we went to Lake Erie actually, and we went on this boat, and we went around this lake and looked at all these islands and stuff. And you know, it was basically a biology kind of thing about the plant life of Lake Erie and the Great Lakes. That was a unit we were doing. I don't remember too much from it because that was like 4 years ago, and I don't even like biology that much. So it was kind of storming. And now normally where I live in a pretty hilly area, so tornadoes are very, very uncommon. The last tornado to hit my town was back in like 1890 something, 1895, 1900, something like that. Around then, there's like this one local diner, and there's a picture of it, and it has the set date of when it happened. So anyways, tornadoes are not common, but the area around like the few cities that are around me is very, very flat. It's my town, and then the city, like the bigger city that I live next to, and then the rest of it is just countryside. I don't live near Lake Erie. It's like a 40-minute drive anyways. So I get back to school, and I have this after school kind of thing where it's basically you just chill. It's not like a sport or a club or anything. It's just if your parents work late, then they just come and pick you up later. Anyways, I mean, I was like, what, 10 years old, so you know, I didn't have a house key. I mean, I could have walked home because my house was like a 10-minute walk from there, but a lot of busy roads in between, so probably not the best way. So it was, plus a lot of my friends were there, so it gave me extra time to just chill, do my homework, and hang out with friends. Anyway, so I sat down with my friend Matthew. If you guys may remember him, if you guys have watched my old videos, like my second newest video, the video after my first video I ever made, where it was, I actually did it with Jedi Matt 2004, so you can go back to that video. That's actually the same guy, and that video was recorded around the same time this happened, only a couple months later, when it was like during the summer. Anyways, so we sit down and start talking. I can't even remember what we were talking about because it was like 4 years ago, and we're about halfway done with our conversation. Now my principal comes over the PA. Students of the school I went to, please know that there has been a tornado watch issued for the area. There have been several rotations in the sky spotted, and one funnel has almost touched ground in a nearby city. So please take shelter immediately, and all kids that are boarding buses right now, please come back into the school to take shelter and go to your designated places of shelter. Thank you. Anyways, after hearing her annoying ass voice, the teachers come and say, okay kids, come on, let's go. So we had these baskets that we put our stuff in when we got into, it was in the cafeteria, or we called it the multi-purpose room, or MPR, because the stage was also in there. So I mean, our stage was like one of the worst stages. I mean, I'll just put a video on right now of a picture of it. It's basically this like wooden pull-out stage that I had back in my old elementary school. I'll just put a picture of it on screen right now. And it was kind of a bad stage. It wasn't even a real stage. It was a pull-out stage just to conserve space.
So baby, you know you cry. One of these mornings you're gonna wake up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there is nothing that can harm you. My husband, so baby, you know you cry. It's summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the captain is high. Your dad is rich and your mama's good looking. Husband, so baby, husband, so baby, you know you cry.
Anyways, so we grab these baskets and our backpacks, so then we head out into the hallway, and you know, we get into the normal position, and they actually tell us to take the baskets and put them over our heads and body as like a turtle shell, you know, I kind of think that kind of thing, just to protect our bodies. That way, if a tornado actually did come through, that if there was any flying debris, that the backpacks and the baskets would actually protect us, which is actually a pretty smart idea. And the teachers, even though I didn't like some of them, they still took a lot of precautions. And I think the principal, she was sat in her office looking at the Weather Channel, and instead of out in the hallway, you know, helping kids like she should be, I don't know, she was just keeping an eye on the weather. And anyways, so the teachers are going around and some kids are crying because, you know, obviously it's, you know, pretty scary. I mean, especially, I mean, there was a bunch of second and third graders. So, I mean, when you hear severe weather, because I was really into weather when I was in like second, third, fourth, and fifth grade, because I wanted to be a meteorologist, which is a scientist who studies weather, for those of you who don't know. I immediately, whenever I hear like that emergency sound, which I'll just play it right now. That always, like, I'm not even joking, I feel like a wave of heat going through my body, and I get super stressed whenever I hear that sound, because I immediately think, okay, what's the emergency? What kind of severe weather is there? So even though maybe it's a test, or maybe just a regular old thunderstorm watch, or maybe like a pollen alert, something like that, that's not like a real emergency, I still get scared. And so that's kind of one of the things that's kind of the feeling I got. So I was like, you know, I wasn't like shaking or anything, but since I knew it was a tornado, I was kind of like, I was all tensed up, because I'd seen, oh my god, I used to spend hours upon hours like researching tornadoes and stuff, so I knew their full potential. Now if that tornado was anything, it probably would have been an F0, F1, F2, something around that scale. I'll just put the scale on screen right now. I think it's called the Fujita scale. It's, I don't know, is that how you pronounce it? It goes from F0 to F5, F5 being the most powerful, F0 being the most weakest. And so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So obviously all I can do right then is just sit there and just wait out the storm. And after about maybe 15 minutes, I look up and see Matthew actually calling his dad, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. So then I asked him, hey, can I go to your house to, you know, after your dad picks you up? And he's like, yeah, sure. Because at that time I thought my dad was still at work, my mom was still at work then, so I thought my parents were both at work, so then I could go with him. And I just see kids around me, you know, crying. I didn't cry at all, neither did Matthew. Like, most of the 4th graders were pretty chill. So after that, the teachers come around and it's like, okay, we're gonna head to the locker rooms, and they take the remaining kids because a lot of them had been picked up by that point, and we went into this locker room because they had a really small pool at this school. It was only like, I don't know if I can put a picture of it up on screen right now, but it was a really tiny pool. They had a boys and girls locker room. We went into the boys locker room and basically we just sat around on the walls because it was probably the most sturdiest point in the school. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop giving this video to 8 likes. That'd be really great. And also make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you on my next video.